What's going on here, guys? Another major breakthrough was just made with the system. So I set up the receiver coils in a special way where they're outputting about 3 amps at 60 volts DC, and I put this massive buffer cap to store power. So basically we have the transmitter and then 2 receiver coils. The output of these 2 receiver coils go to my special rectifier circuitry out of 1N5817 diodes. And I'll be updating the PDF soon, putting the exact circuits in here. And I'm talking quiet because everyone is asleep. And I'm excited. I can barely form into words what I want to say. So anyway, the combined DC output from these 2 resonant receiver coils is about 3 amps at 60 volts DC, and that goes into this other super cap I got, and as you see it's just at about 13 volts. Full charge is 13.8. I'll turn the system on. It was off. System is on, and it makes a ringing sound when in resonance. You can hear it, consuming 22 watts. These are the super caps that power the DC board. 0 to 120 volt DC board. Gives me fine control over the transmitter. And then it powers up our receivers, which are both earth grounded and connected in a special way to receive a lot of current from the earth. And with that, we charge this super cap, and this super cap will power up an inverter. And here's the breakthrough. So our system is on, right? We all know you can light fluorescent tubes with a Tesla coil. That's boring. We've all seen that. But what you don't understand, or what you haven't seen, is the Don Smith part of the system. I will turn this inverter on. So this inverter is being run. Hopefully you can see that. This inverter is connected to these super caps here. Connected to this super cap. I will turn this inverter on. As you see, the inverter is on. We are not consuming any power. I found a way to get power from this inverter without putting a load on it. So the earth will supply the power because of our high frequency resonance. So what I'm saying is, this wire connects to my heater. Hopefully you can see that. I'll zoom in. That's my heater. Very heavy earth ground. So one end of the wire, one end of the AC side goes to one end of the bulb. Hopefully you can see that. And watch this. The bulb is going to be run from the hot leg of the inverter and the earth ground. This is a 300 watt bulb. That's earth power lighting that. And it's flickering. 300 watts from the earth. And I feel heat coming off that. Going to my heater. We're not consuming any power because we bypassed the meter. It's coming from the earth, the power. The inverter's on. And if I could get the resonance correct, this will actually charge. There we go. Okay. And this is actually too big of a load for that spot. I don't know if these wires will smoke or not. But anyway, the earth is what's running that load. I'll shut the inverter off. Try and get this all in frame. And we immediately bounce back. Powerful charge building up again. and this is an AC inverter. We ran our load from the hot leg of the AC inverter to earth ground, a very heavy earth ground. So the earth is what closed the loop, and that's heat in there. Now this will recharge rather rapidly. Try and get this just right. I always have to adjust the position for it to charge quick. There we go, I can really hear it tingling. Now, again, our power is being run from the one hot leg of the inverter, one hot leg. The AC hot leg of the inverter goes through the bulb into earth ground. We aren't closing the loop back into the inverter, it's going into earth ground. And that ran a 300 watt bulb. And I could take that output, power up a DC board, and recharge my input. Here's our charge coming back up to 13 soon. I can get it to charge even quicker if I get the position just right. There we go. So again, I'm going to switch out the bulb and show you that it was a 300 watt bulb, and we're running it from the earth power. I know there's a rating on this bulb, yeah, right here. Oh, 200 watt bulb. Now, there's no way in hell you could run this 200 watt bulb from this capacitor for any length of time. So the earth was supplementing the power. And as you see, we're almost at 13 volts again. I'll plug something else in, like a, let's see what we got here for bulbs. Let's try this guy. I believe he's a 40 watt incandescent. So again, our resonant receiver coils have their DC outputs recharging the supercap. Supercap runs an inverter. The hot AC leg of the inverter goes between the load and earth ground, and you get free power supplemented to you from the earth. So again, I'll screw this in, and we will do a full detailed look of the system. This might be a long video. As you can see clearly where the wires go. Try and get everything in nice, good view. That's not even on that good. Okay, and as you see, this white wire goes to my heater. Yeah, I know. That goes to my heater. And we're almost at 13 volts again. Turn the inverter on. Bulb is lit. If I can show this in frame. Load is being run from one hot leg of the inverter to earth ground. Kind of a Don Smith system. And it's pulsing with earth currents. It might actually even recharge. Let's see if I can get the position of the coil just right to get it to recharge. I really hear it tingling now. This is going to be a long video. Okay, it sounds like it's in resonance right there. Our load is being run from the earth ground. That's hot. As you see, we're consuming 0 watts because we bypassed the meter. We're going from one AC leg of the inverter into the load, out of the load, into my earth grounded heater, which connects to my farmhouse's well pump system. As you can see, there's the wire connected into my heater. We are stimulating the release of excess ground currents. Our wireless power is even present on metal objects here. Oh, no, it actually isn't, because we're sucking up all the ambient power from this spot. Interesting. This used to always light right here. So we're sucking up so much ambient energy now to run that load. From the earth. And if I had another cap in parallel with that, probably run a lot more. Interesting, most of our ambient energy in the room is now gone. Seems to be focused here. So there's like a vortex where the ambient energy is vacant because this bulb is being run from the earth. Very strong here. Again, I'll shut the inverter off. Bulb is out. Begin to rapidly recharge. Make sure these wires that go to the inverter aren't hot. No, they're not hot. So again, to sum up what occurs, these supercaps power up the transmitter. The transmitter energizes 2 receiver coils wirelessly. The receiver coils get a boost in power from being earth grounded. Because it's wireless power, it makes it a non-linear system. We're in contact with the earth, so we get a gain in power from the earth's natural electrical system. That DC then charges a supercap very rapidly. As you see, we're recharging. 13.8 volts is a full charge. System will still run off 13 volts. From this supercap, we run an inverter, 300 watt inverter. And again, that inverter, when we turn it on, one hot leg, well, the AC hot leg of the inverter goes between your load, and the other end goes to a heavy earth ground connection. And you'll be able to run your loads from the earth at a fraction of the cost of using the inverter regularly, as when the power flows in it and out it back through it. So that explains that. We're recharging again rather rapidly. If I put another one of these supercaps in parallel, I would be able to increase my longevity of running huge loads. There probably isn't a limit. I'm so excited I can't even tell you, like, it's nuts. So That's that. See what our charge is. Wonder if we can get even more resonance. Right about here sounds the best. Be 12.81 in a moment. Yep. Now I bet you I could keep this recharging while running an AC load here if it's an LED light. Our transmitter is consuming 20 watts. I nearly mastered the decoupling effect, and for those who don't know, the decoupling effect is where you receive the maximum amount of power you can from a receiver without placing an electrical strain on your transmitter. And the way you achieve that is you get your receiver coils in the far field of the transmitter and you earth ground them and play with some tuning with the circuitry. As you see, I had to add this induction loop here and connect it to part of the rectifier, and just doing that brought it in tune and got me massive power. And again, there's our charge building up, and I think I will put in an LED here, a very bright one. I have a spotlight, I believe. Can't use that, it has the end soldered. That one does too. Shit. I don't even know if that one works. Don't want to make too much noise here. It's like a heat light. Screw it, I'll just use this LED. There's our charge on the super cap. So not only did I show we can run incandescence at this point, and I'm not going to mess with that when it's on, so now I will place it with an LED. Such a goofy way to do things. Okay. Wow, that's bright. Now, I bet you we're still recharging while that's being run. Looks like it wants to. I can hear it in resonance, it's making a tingling. Ooh, I almost saw it go to 8.2. Might need some fine adjusting. Right here. Yeah, there we go. So there you go. There's how you run your load from the earth. We're gonna get down in here and take a fine peek. I just don't want to shock the shit out of myself. This connection literally comes off our heater. Literally goes to the earth grounded heater. the earth runs your load. This was the breakthrough in the system. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. Ooh, that's getting hot. That's an LED bulb. And I did run a 200 watt incandescent earlier. So I couldn't imagine the excess power that would come from having the inverter on with this system, because the system, you need to be using this system turned on with an inverter. It's a hybrid system, because then when the inverter is on, it'll suck power out of the earth ground and run your low AC load, big ones. So that's being run. This was my old battery I was messing with. Obsolete. I'm not messing with batteries that big. It's old tech. Don't need it. And we're actually recharging. We're actually recharging while that's being lit. And as you again see, there's no load placed on the inverter. I'll switch the inverter off. Bulb is out. Give you a good view of the inverter. And it's actually burning my hand to pick up. I'm being shocked by the high frequency of the system. Here's the inverter, nothing special. Just sits right here. I didn't have room to put it here because I had to bring the receivers far back to get the decoupling effect maximized. And again, we're almost fully charged on the super cap. There's our power consumption. And if I wanted to recharge that, I would connect my DC power supply, which is down here. I would connect that DC power supply here, set it to 14 volts, or 13.8, set it to 5 amps and recharge those in like 30 minutes.